All right, guys. So this video is going to be pretty straightforward. It's going to help you how to actually make money online in 2026. What is actually the best way? And I want you to guys understand some fundamentals as well, so you can actually make the best possible decision on the board based on what I'm going to tell you. So I've been working online since basically 2021. I started in trading, then transitioned into sales, and now just trying to scale sales side of things. And also I'm putting the income into my trading accounts that are compounding over time, and I make around 20-30% per month on my income. So that's kind of primarily focus on. I don't really like just do trading. Also like focus on growing companies, and that's what I pretty much do. Everything pretty much online. So that's how I make my money, right? But for you to understand how to actually to make money, is you have to understand like most of the time you gotta have to solve a specific problem, provide some sort of value to the market, and position yourself based on your strengths and weaknesses. Everything like that what you see around in this world is marketing and sales. If you have a product but no one really knows about it, you're not going to be making any money. You have a service and no one really knows about it, no one's going to actually like to buy your service, right? So this is the important thing, right? That you really have to understand. Everything around yourself that you see was made by people that were no smarter than you. They just mastered marketing and sales. That's fun. This is basically those are basically fundamentals of the business. Obviously, there's websites you have to maybe do, set up some small things, but basically it's just marketing and sales. If you can master marketing, then sales is going to be that much easier because you're going to have those clients coming to you instead of you chasing them. So that's what you have to understand. So I mean, it's entirely up to you what you actually want to do. There's ways to make money. You can do drop shipping. It's also like the same thing. It might be a bit harder to start, but at the end of the day, you're gonna have more control over your income and you're gonna have to take all the responsibility. So it all comes down to you at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So yeah, you can also like start a personal brand as well. That's great stuff as well. You can document your journey, see where you can help other people. But you have to understand, you have to first, if you want to make some money, you have to position yourself where the money is flowing, right? If you're not where the money is flowing, how can you expect to make some money? Maybe you're in the wrong industry. So that's what you have to understand. Positioning and go where the money's flowing. Perhaps, there's no money flowing, but there's lots of potential. Maybe put in the work, see how it works out, and make it, put in so much work into this business to make it unreasonable not to be successful. You know. But so this is my video, and we can make it, S, A, B tier. What's actually the best thing to do on the board to actually make money online? I would recommend literally any kinds of service where you can solve some specific problem, either marketing, sales, literally anything. You can customer support, like literally like anything online that solves a specific problem. You can be video editing. There's these guys, editing reels, making clips as well. Like just start with anything really. I started like with trading, now went into sales because I obviously want to make more money so I can fuel those trading accounts, right? Because if you're just doing trading, it's not the most optimal way, probably. From my experience, I mean, it's great, but I feel like it's great to have another source of income. Personally, I've been trading since 2021. Made lots of trading seminars, help a lot of people to make more money and compound that. But I feel like for most people, it's best to have some sort of cash flow and not just rely on trading alone. Trading is great, but be prepared to obviously, if you don't know what you're doing, be prepared to lose money. Because if you know what you're doing, then obviously, the probability of you losing money and taking that risk is going to be very small. But you have to understand only like 1 to 5% of traders are very successful, right? But when it comes to like being good at sales in the online industry, there's like 60% that are successful. So you have to position yourself in the right on the right spot where it's easier to make it, then where it's like very, very hard. So, but if you can master both, that's really the sweet spot, because compound interest is literally the seventh wonder of the world, like Albert Einstein said. So the trading side of things is like fucking really fascinating, to be honest, So that's why, I always like fueling those accounts, compounding that, maybe literally like 10K in a month, like many many times actually. So yeah, but also I had some losses as well. But overall, obviously, it's been a great journey so far. And yeah, so I feel like the best way to make money online is help a business that it's basically online, right? They're basically where they solve a specific problem, either it's marketing, um, getting more clients, etc. Because how you become dangerous is once you have a skill that can help any business at any time from anywhere in the world. That's how you become dangerous, right? Because let's say you were, let's say you had like rich parents, right? And you don't really have a skill. Maybe you have money, but you don't like have a skill to make money from anywhere in the world at any time in any business. Then you're not really dangerous if you don't have that skill. Skill set is the most important thing. So choose one skill and go all in on it. Don't scatter your energy around different kinds of companies. Just choose one and go all in on it. Because if there's money flowing there, there's money to be made. So that's what you have to really understand, when it comes to making money online. And yeah, I feel like I would say that's the most important thing. And once you master, what you're doing, obviously you can help other people as well later on. So I feel like that's the best path. First you get paid on what you know, and what you based on what you do, and then based on who you are, right? First you have to master yourself to actually help other people. So that's why, obviously, I do have like a trading seminar, and also like I mean, I can help you guys start on your online journey as well. But most important is like you really have to understand what you want out of life. When I was younger, I was like, really pushed, let's say by maybe by my parents to actually, perhaps like, be a pharmacist or this and that. But yeah, really, they did not know me. You know what I mean? I was just thinking about yesterday about that. It's like they, I saw the little kid, writing, how I'm gonna be a doctor because I thought, doctors were actually the ones that were rich back then when I was, 5 or 10 years old. Had a little notebook there, and I was like, okay, I will make this amount of money, this and that, I'm gonna perhaps, because when I was younger, like, obviously sometimes my parents didn't buy me toys and stuff like that, how it is. So I was like, bro, yeah, I'll buy those toys when I'm, making this much money. I'll do whatever, And still, I'm the same kind of person. I just remember that kid, when I was younger. Basically, I'm still the same. Still the same fucking kid, and obviously, I'm working every single day to actually, make my dreams come true. And I think that little kid would have been proud by now, So obviously, myself, I'm definitely not a doctor now, because what's the most important thing is about money. And if you want to make a lot of money, you have to understand what is money, what is a job, like you really have to use some like meta level thinking, like thinking about thinking. You have to be really, you have to create self-awareness about the world, on what you do, and how to make it. Because I feel like definition of intelligence is really getting what you want out of life, right? And if basically what you're doing right now is not getting you to where you want to be, and you're not changing anything about it, that's the definition of insanity. So that's what you have to really understand. Where do you want to be? Who were you when you were a little kid? I was the kid writing a notebook that wanted to escape, live free, make a ton of money, right? And yeah, I found that the ultimate purpose for me is like just making that little kid proud that no one saw. Not my parents, not my close ones, like the girl I was dating, for example. No one really saw that kid. So I'm really here to show the world that kid that what was there, but people didn't actually believe in it or they never saw it. But I saw that kid, you know. So I want to make that kid proud. I think he would have been proud already because fucking lived in 5 different countries, really traveled the world, made money online, still making more money online. But at some point recently, I've kind of lost my purpose, because maybe I made someone else my purpose. But that's basically when I abandoned that kid, and now I found him again, and now life feels like a game again, because really the goal I feel like in life is to actually make life a game. You know what I mean? Just like when you were a kid, you were playing, you were present in the moment, and it was fun. Life was fun. But as an adults, we have so many worries about like bills, this and that we stop being present. We care about the past, we care about the future, but we stop being present in the moment, right? And the question is, how do you actually become present in the moment as an adult? Well, you got to do more stuff. Go skydiving, do more new things, make a life a game. Let me close like 5 deals today, or make this much money. Let's say it's for the kid, who used to be playful, and really dreamed, And I feel like once you complete those dreams for your, the kid you were when you were younger, that's how you can actually become free. You really have to have a purpose in life. If you don't have a purpose, or you don't make yourself your purpose in a sense, or to fulfill your dreams, then you can get really lost. And most people sleep throughout their lifetime and never wake up. I woke up again. Maybe I was walking with that kid when I was, in Hawaii, Vancouver, Montreal. Maybe yes, but now I feel like I really integrated that little kid with that notebook who wanted to escape, live free. So it was just a huge awakening I really had recently, and it's just amazing, because like, yeah, I see now, that the purpose is to make that kid proud and fulfill his dreams. You know what I mean? So yeah, basically, guys, really understand where you want to be in life. Um, Complete your dreams and find the best way. I feel like online industry really gives you a lot of freedom and space to actually get the life you want. I usually like to just work all the time, to be honest, because yeah, I feel like if you want things, hard enough, you're gonna do whatever it takes to get there. So again, I feel like for you to make money online, you really have to focus on first solving a problem, then scaling, and really provide like a good service or a skill to the market. It all comes down to that. It can be marketing, it can be sales, it can be, and I mean, you have to understand like business is like literally marketing and sales. So you have to master both, right? Yeah. So yeah, and also like at the same time, think about like who you were as a kid, like because that was your core self. It probably made you who you are today. Maybe you kind of fell asleep in the meantime, So really, yeah, every single thing you do in life is gonna actually get you either closer to that dream life you want or away from that goal, right? It's really important you integrate your core self, with who you are today, right? And just yeah, just make yourself proud, make your younger self proud. I think that's what it all comes down to. But yeah, back to the money side of things. I would really guys to yeah like to if you really want to get into like sales where you can get a lot of cash flow, and you're looking to start online with helping companies grow their revenue, let me know. Just book a call with me. There's going to be a link down below. And if you like to understand how to actually, if you already have good business, money coming in, and would like to compound that money with trading and make, let's say, 20, 30% on your income extra per per month and be consistent, just book a call with me as well. Shoot me a DM on Instagram. But yeah, I think that's the best way to start. Obviously, you can start in sales, you can start in drop shipping. I think it's a bit harder. And there's also like, yeah, I think sales is just the best way, the fastest way. You learn a skill, you become dangerous once you know that skill of communication and just having that capability of actually taking, money just with communication and conviction and yeah, a new product. I mean, obviously, I think sales also is just a transfer of the energy where you actually help to solve a specific problem that someone might have, but they are just not. They just have limiting beliefs on actually on why not to buy. And but the biggest risk in life you can really have is just staying in the exact same place you're at right now. That's that's really what it all comes down to. The biggest risk is just staying where you are right now instead of taking that step closer to your goal. So that's what you ultimately have to understand, guys. So if you want to make that step closer to your goal in a dream life and make money online, I'm talking 10, 15K per month, just book a call with me and we can have a conversation on how I can actually help you. So yeah, that's what I would say for this video. I hope this was helpful. And I hope that basically what I said today is going to help you get, one step closer to your goal in terms of clarity and what actually like fundamentals of really making money is. Again, it's basically just it's just providing value, solving a specific problem, and the closer you are to money, the more money you're going to make. Does that make sense, guys? Yeah, like the closer you are to money, the more money you're gonna make. Either that's in the company, right? Or yeah, with your if you have your own business and you're the closest to the money, you're gonna make the most amount of money. It's just simple as that. But yeah, it all comes down to your self-awareness. Like if you understand these principles, you're gonna be obviously successful in life. You can if you can actually have really those deep self-awareness. It's like yeah, it's inevitable that you're gonna be successful. So yeah, in life, self-awareness is key. Most people are just drifting, sleeping. Then skill, having really skills that make you dangerous, right? That's number two. And third thing is just like positioning yourself where the money is flowing. If you're where your money is not flowing, then it's like you're not gonna be successful. Even if you start from zero with your own business, you have to position yourself in the industry where money is flowing, or in a company that already has revenue coming in. If you're working for a company, they're making 5K per month. Yeah, there's not going to be much money to be made there. But if there's things to improve, or there's some money coming in, then money is there to be made. So that's what's important, to position yourself. So it's pretty much straightforward. Have the self-awareness to where you want to be in life. Get a skill based on your strengths and weaknesses, and be dangerous, so you can actually help any business grow the revenue and be useful, get more clients, or this and that. Because once you have that skill, you will become dangerous. And third thing is just position yourself where the money is flowing. And understand really the fourth thing is that everything in life is marketing and sales. Like I said, when I was a kid, I was thinking, doctors, the people that are actually rich. But really, it's like the ROI on that, it's like, it's not worth it for me because being a doctor is not going to get me where I want in life, and really intelligence is getting the results you want in life. So really focus on where you want to be in life. Are you comfortable there where you're currently at, or do you actually want to make a change and step closer to where you want to be, right? You want to have the freedom. You want to have the online skill to make money online, right? That's what you need to ultimately focus on. You could sure be a doctor, but is that the life you actually want? Is that actual life your little kid was dreaming about, when you were younger? Ask those questions and then come back to me. Okay. So yeah, that's what I would say for this video, guys. I really appreciate all the support. Subscribe to this channel. I'll talk more about like different kind of topics. This is just some of the thoughts I recently kind of yeah, I was thinking about that would be useful for you guys to give you a lot more clarity. And yeah, that was helpful. Just give me a line down below. Book a call with me. We can have a one-on-one conversation where you want to be and where you're currently at, and we can obviously bridge that gap. And yeah, guys, until next time.